Good morning. How you doing today? Good to see you. I'm going to be doing some training today on e-commerce. Been doing e-commerce for 14, it could be 14 years this December. No, this November. Yeah, it'll be 14 years. That's what we're going to talk about today. Welcome. Love having you here. Let's see some comments in that comment box over there. Ask me questions. Tell me what's going on. What's the weather like where you're at? I don't care, whatever it is, just participate. That's the important thing. I've got another computer over here. I'm going to be monitoring that. So any comments you put in, I'll be able to hear. Put in there if you can hear me okay, if the video looks okay. I never know, right? I don't know if everything's okay. So let me know there in that comment section if you would. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so far. Hit that subscribe button down there, turn it from red to gray. Don't forget to ring the bell. Turn on all bell notifications so you're notified each and every time I go live. Guys, I'm so glad to be here today. It's so cool. You know, I'm looking outside today and it's cold and it's windy, and we normally go out for a Friday lunch, and we probably will today, but man, sometimes you just look around and you go, geez, it'd be nice just to stay home and stay inside where it's warm. But we'll see what happens, see what my wife wants to do. And let's get right into this today. I'm going to be talking about steps to start an online e-commerce store. This is something I've done for years, but I know a lot of people are interested in doing this and they don't know even where to start. They don't have a clue where to start. And I didn't either in the beginning. And if I had had some type of training where somebody could say, hey, do this and then do this and then do this, I would have been much better off. Now I finally, muddled my way through it and I figured out what to do. But in this training today, I'm going to step you through it. So it makes it so much easier and you'll have success that much faster. So that's what we're going to do today. I'm going to walk you through all this stuff, and I think you're really going to enjoy it. We're going to have some fun. Feel free to ask any questions you want to ask. You can ask me anything you want. So let's talk about step one. Step one is probably the most important step. It's the step that almost everybody ignores in the beginning. They don't ignore it. Maybe most people don't even know about it, but it's choosing a niche. Most people will say, well, JR, I want to sell to everybody, so I'm going to start this online e-commerce store. I'm just going to have all kinds of stuff there. It doesn't work. It doesn't work because you can't attract anybody. You can't, use that dog whistle to call people out and what their interests are. You have to have a niche. It's so very important. You got to do research out there. You got to figure out what you like, what you don't like. What's interesting to you, maybe something that you have skills in. Maybe something that's up and coming, but bottom line is you've got to pick a niche. Okay. So, I have different niches for different things on this channel. It's how to start, run, and grow online businesses. Okay. That's the niche. And it's not niche down as much as it could be. I could say for single parents or whatever like that, but bottom line is you got to have a niche. I have another company where we manufacture survival food, and it's basically helping families prepare, for bad times. And we manufacture and make these canned meats. We've been selling them for over a decade now. And that is the niche over there. So what I'm trying to get across to you is find your niche. Whatever it is, find your niche. Maybe it's playing tennis for people over 40, who have some aches and pains. Whatever it is, make sure you have a niche. The next thing you're going to need to do, very next thing you're going to need to do is find a product. Now, find a product. When I say a product, I refer to physical products and I refer to digital products, because you can sell one or the other, or you can sell both. I sell both. I sell digital products and I sell physical products. I have for many years. When you get into a physical product, you've got to kind of break it down. You got to say, okay, I'm going to sell a physical product, but am I going to actually buy inventory? Am I going to put it at my house or some warehouse? And then am I going to ship it out myself? Is that what I'm going to do? Or am I going to take that inventory and send it to a distribution center? I have a distribution center for Survivalcave food. I had my own warehouse. It got too big and I couldn't handle it anymore. So we farm that out. We have a company now that ships out all of our items for us, and they do it for many different companies. It's not just us. It's a huge warehouse. I think they're approaching 200,000 square feet now. That's pretty big. But that's how we get our product out to a customer. So are you going to do that? Are you going to ship it out? Or are you going to have a third party ship it out? It's called 3PL, third party logistics. Are you going to have that done? That's certainly you can have done. Now, there is a third way of selling physical products, and that third way is to have it drop shipped. In other words, I don't buy the inventory at all. What I do is I sell it, and then I have a company who manufactures that product or who, distributes that product, whatever it is. They actually ship it out to the customer. I've seen this model done very well, and I've done it some myself. A lot of people will use something like AliExpress, where they'll find products on AliExpress, they'll sell the product, and then they send the order to AliExpress and it gets shipped out. Now, keep in mind, AliExpress is in China. Okay. So since it's in China, it's going to take a while to get to the customer. You have to prepare them for the fact that it's going to take 6 weeks or 12 weeks or whatever the heck it is, because if you don't, you're going to have a lot of canceled orders, and that product could be in transit when they cancel, and then you're going to be out that money because they're going to end up with the product and they're going to cancel and they're going to get their refund, and then you've just lost money. So you don't want to do that. So it's very important to let them know up front. I will have people say to me, JR, I can't tell them it's going to be 10 to 12 weeks because if I do that, they won't buy. Right. Some people won't buy. You're exactly right. But the people who won't buy, if you do sell it to them and you don't tell them, are going to cancel on you and you're going to get a refund. So you don't want to do that. You make sure you tell them that it's going to take 10 to 12 weeks, whatever it is. Now, will that lower your sales? Absolutely. It will lower your sales. Well, what you can do is you can test on AliExpress. Okay. You can find a product, test it, see how it does in sales. And then you can move over to Alibaba, and Alibaba is where you buy the same products basically, but you buy them in bulk and you have them shipped to you or your distribution center. So you can do it that way. The other product I was mentioning are digital products. Now, digital products can be anything from, a 3-page PDF for $5, or it could be a full-blown course with, 40 videos in it for, $2,500. It just depends on what you want to do. And then when you get into digital courses, you kind of break it down. Is it your digital course or is it somebody else's? So you can sell digital courses to people that are somebody else's. You can go to something like ClickBank and you can find courses on ClickBank and you can sell those courses there and get a commission for doing that. Or you can actually design your own course and do it that way. So once you've done this, you've chosen your niche, you've actually decided if it's going to be a physical or a digital product. And I'm looking over here, guys, because I want your comments. So don't forget to put your comments in. But once you've done those two things, then it's time to do what? Set up your shopping cart. Now, here's the deal with shopping carts. You want to offer as many options as possible. When I say as many options, I'm talking about options to pay. So you want to have MasterCard and Visa and American Express and Discover, and you want to have PayPal, and you want to have Google Pay, and you want to have Amazon Pay. You want to have as many options as possible. The reason for this is a lot of people nowadays get to where they just like a certain option, a certain way of paying. And if you don't have that option available, you're going to lose that sale. So setting it up is very important. Now, if you use something like Shopify, that's pretty cool because in Shopify, they got all that stuff set up for you. And they actually, and I'm checking into this too, I'm thinking about moving some of my stores over to Shopify, but they actually charge a lower rate than what I've been paying. It could save me thousands of dollars a year just by running it through the Shopify cart. Haven't done it yet. Then you've got to check your sales. If you don't have, a lot of sales, it may not save you money because what I'm going to be using is the business plan. The business plan is, starts at $2,000 a month. So, that's $2,000 gone right off the bat. So you got to factor that in. Can you afford $2,000 a month for that? Now, they don't always charge you. You can have a lower end plan and, you just pay whatever their fee is. The reason the one I'm looking at is more of a business upscale plan is because I have to have different logins. We have people who sell our products on their website and they have to log in and see different pricing, wholesale pricing, retail pricing, and all that. So that's why I'm looking at that plan. So you've got to keep in mind, what's going to work for you. You got to run your numbers. Now, in this video, we're talking about starting an e-commerce store. So I would suggest to you, if you do want to use something like Shopify, get their $39 a month one or $49 a month one. You don't need to have the intricacies that our company needs to have right now. Okay. You just don't need that. So you want to look at the different features and options that are available. You can also do WooCommerce, and you can do that through WordPress. So that's another really good option for you to do. Next thing, once we've decided, we've got our niche, we got our products, we know how we're going to do our shopping cart because we've decided on what? Your actual store. Okay. Now you got to design your store. This can take a lot of time. This can be very intricate. I would say start basic, start with some type of template, some type of theme, use it that way, and you can always adjust it later on. But you do want to have the maximum impact. You want it to look good. You want to have a user-friendly layout. You want to make it easy for people to buy. Selecting the right theme and incorporating elements like your product descriptions, your images, your videos. I like product demonstrations. If you have a product that's a physical product, you can demonstrate it. You can have somebody using it. Maybe you're selling, I don't know, straight razors, and you're showing somebody shaving with those straight razors and how sharp they are and how nice they fold up and what the quality of it is. Seeing those demonstrations and videos matters a lot, guys. Use videos as much as you possibly can. Videos are going to get better SEO than anything you could write. That's just the way it is. So you're definitely going to want to do that. Next thing I'll tell you, and the next step you want to get to is you got to get traffic. Okay. I remember, was this in 2010, I built a site called Survivalcave Food. And I say I built it. I had somebody help me build it because it's built on Magento, which is very difficult to build a site on. And I put the store up and I went live and I sat back and I said, oh boy, I'm going to make some money. I'm going to make a ton of money because I have a website. It was so uneducated of me. That's not the word I want to use, but basically naive. That's the word I want to use, because nobody knew about my website. Nobody knew the website existed, and I wasn't going to rank through SEO because people are searching, but there was millions of other websites. Nobody knew about me. So the thing you're going to have to do is you're going to have to drive some traffic. You can do that in many different ways. You can do that through social media. You can, if you've got an email list, you can email people. You can run ads. You can do all kinds of different marketing techniques out there, but you're going to have to do some. Okay. They're not going to find your store. It's not going to happen. They're not going to find your store. Nobody knows it's there. So you're going to have to get the word out. Now, I did that along with a lot of other things I did. I was actually selling my survival foods, but another thing I did was I found other websites that sold like items. And when they sold these like items, I would, contact them. I would call them. I'd send them an email and say, hey, do you want to sell our survival foods? All you have to do is put the product on your site. You don't have to buy any inventory. You don't have to do any of that. And then we can actually ship it out for you. So that was one of my best marketing things. And it is to this day. The majority of my sales comes from other people selling my products. Don't discount this as an idea, guys. A lot of websites want to sell products, but they don't have the money for inventory. They can't buy inventory and they can't stock everything. So if you can offer something where you can say, hey, sell my product, send me the order and I'll ship it out for you, and you make it easy for them. And that's the other key, is we make it very easy for them because they can go to our website with their login. And that's why I was saying we have to have a upper level type website, is they can log in, they can see the wholesale pricing, then they can pay the wholesale price and they sell it for whatever they want, as long as it's above MAP, which is minimum advertised price. And then they can sell the product and make a profit, and they never had an investment, which is pretty cool because they collect the money up front and then pay us, and then they keep the difference. So that's a really good way of building up your business. It's a really good way of doing that. So, if you want to drive traffic to your site, sometimes you just look out there and you find sites that already have traffic that may need products, and you become the product. That's what I did, because I was drooling in the beginning. I was looking at all these other sites and they had traffic and I didn't have any traffic. And I'm like, man, I wish I had their traffic. If I had their traffic, I could really sell a lot of stuff. But the problem was I didn't have their traffic. So what did I do? I stole their traffic. I went out there and said, you got all this traffic, put my product on your site and you can make money. So it was a win-win situation for everybody. So that is something I highly suggest that you look into. I think a lot of people overlook that in the beginning. They're like, well, I'm not to that stage yet. No, this is for the beginning stage. This is for when you first start out, because it helps you get traffic. So that's something you got to remember. It's not something you do on down the road. It's something you do in the beginning. It's the thing that built my business. Bottom line, it did. Next thing, and this is our number 6, if you're keeping track. I didn't call out any numbers, but basically this is number 6. You want to optimize the shopping experience. So what do I mean by that? I want to make sure that the shopping experience for my customers is as seamless as possible. It's easy for them. I want to make the checkout process secure. I want to make it as few clicks as possible. You see, there's this thing online called buying friction. And if you can reduce the buying friction, sales go through a whole lot easier. I see websites where you have to set up an account to buy anything there. Don't do that to people. Some people are going to want to set up an account. They like to be able to log in and see what, where their order's at and tracking and all that. Some people just want to buy and go. So I would suggest to you, you don't make them set up an account. You can have a little button on there and it can say set up an account or check out as a guest. And I have that on my site. A lot of people who check out as a guest actually can run into problems though, because what happens is they say, I can't find my order on your site. And then when you go and check, they checked out as a guest. So of course they're not going to find their order. We get calls like that all the time. They're like, I can't find my order. I know I put it in an order and you charge my credit card, but you don't show it on your site. It's actually their fault, but they don't know that. Okay. So you can't get upset at them, but I'm just letting you know, when you do it that way, when you have it that way, you're going to run into a couple problems, but you're also going to get more sales. You also want to have impeccable customer service. I mean, your customer service has to be great. When somebody contacts you, you want to immediately contact them back. Now, here's a little caveat to that. Whatever channel they contact you, you want to contact them back with the same channel. And here's what I mean. If they call you on the phone and they leave a voicemail, you don't want to go, oh, I have that person's information. I'll just email them the information they needed. Don't do that. They wanted to talk on the phone, so you need to talk on the phone. You need to call them back by phone. Conversely, if they send you an email and they have a question about their order, don't look them up, find their phone number and call them on the phone. Don't do that, because they wanted to use email. However they contact you, whether it's a support desk ticket, whether it's email, whether it's telephone, whatever it is, social media, no matter what it is, you want to return that call, return that inquiry on the same type of platform that they contacted you, because that's what they chose. You can't say, well, I respond to everybody through email. No, you can't do that. Not if you own an e-commerce store. You can't do it, because you're going to upset some people. They're not going to want you to do that. So that's really important to do that. And customer service is paramount, guys. Every now and then you're going to have somebody that's going to rip you off. It's just a fact of life. Some people are going to rip you off. However, here's the truth. You want to always err on the side of the customer. And what I mean by that, if somebody wants a refund, somebody doesn't like something, somebody wants to return something, you absolutely need to give their money back. No questions asked, give their money back. Now, I have had situations where somebody would buy something from me and it's a year later and they want their money back. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. Not a year later. That wasn't even on our physical products. That was on a course, and they never logged in. They never even went through the course. But point being is, I've had people say, well, I know that this person got the product because I have the delivery. I have the information where it was delivered to them. Okay. And that could be true, but there are porch pirates. Okay. So maybe it got delivered to them and then it got stolen. You don't know that. So you got to err on the side of the customer. You got to say, I understand that you didn't get the product. Let me ship out another one. That's right. You got to ship out another one. Now, of course, you got to be careful on this. If it's a super expensive product, like we sell products, sometimes we'll spend $1,000, $2,000. So sometimes we'll put delivery confirmations on there. That way we don't have to worry about this problem. But optimizing that experience, having good customer service, it's going to get you so many sales. And guess what? We're on to number 7. Number 7 is, here's what you want to do. No kidding, right? Increase sales. We want to increase sales. So we want to figure out, how can we do that? Some of the best ways to increase sales is to have a sale, have a discount on a product. but you also want to have urgency. You don't want to have an ongoing discount on a product forever. Okay. You want to say, hey, this is going to be good for 3 days or a week or through this month, whatever it is. You want to do that. It's a good way to do it. Running sales, also upselling, when they buy a product, what could you sell these people that would help them after the fact? In other words, let's say I'm selling a case of survival food, maybe it's canned beef. And then my upsell could be a course on survival. It could be a $29 course, $39 course, something like that, or membership. I have a membership to the Survival Academy where they can buy into that, and they have videos and it teaches them how to do all kinds of stuff. So maybe you could do something along those lines. You could have cross sells, you could have upsells. If they don't buy a product, you could offer them a lesser product. Okay, maybe they get to the shopping cart, they don't go through with it. Maybe you want to send them an email and you want to sell them another item. Or maybe they bought beef from us and we send them an email and say, hey, would you like to buy some chicken? You can also do that follow-up through an email and sell them another product. So that's really good. And my next thing on here is number 8, manage your online store. Oof. This is where more people go sideways than anything else. They go, well, you know what? I built my website. I built my e-commerce store. It's done. I'm over this. Okay. It's done. And I've set it up and I don't have to worry about it anymore. Guys, it is constant maintenance to have an online e-commerce store. It is something that you're going to have to stay on top of constantly. And if you don't want to do that, e-commerce isn't for you. You need to figure out, doing some type of digital course or some type of service or something like that, because e-commerce is going to require that you put time into it. It's going to require that you put effort into it. It's going to require that you update that site. It's going to require that you have your security stuff. There's so many things that you're going to have to do once you start an e-commerce store. So don't think you can start it, set it and forget it, as Ron Popeil said, right? He had all these gadgets and you set it and forget it. You can't set it and forget it when you have an e-commerce store. It's not for everybody. E-commerce stores are not for everybody. They're for those people who want to sell some products, want to make some money, but are willing to invest the time and effort to keep that store up, because it's going to take time and effort. And guys, before we end today, I do want to make sure if you have any questions about this, feel free to put them in that chat box. If you have any comments, feel free to put it in that chat box. Additionally, if you're not watching this live, which is like 98% of the people who watch my videos, they don't watch them live. And I get that. It's Friday, 10 a.m. in the United States, in my time zone, but it could be 2 a.m. where you are. It could be, 5 a.m. where you are. It could be midnight. You can't watch this stuff live. And I get that. Or you could be at work. Maybe you got a day job and you're working your day job. Put the comments in the comment section below. Doesn't matter what time of day. I come back, I read those comments, I answer those comments, and I'm more than willing to help you out. If you have specific questions about your situation, put it in the comment section. Feel free to do that. Now, some of you want to contact me, and I get that too. And you can do that. If you go to my channel on YouTube, all you have to do is click on the About button, and you're going to find my email. You can email me. You can send me any questions you want. I'll be happy to answer those for you. I'll be happy to do that. I am not going to be a mentor for somebody. I have a lot of people do that. They'll say, hey, can you be my mentor? No, I can't. Unfortunately, I just don't have the time for it. And I have another group of people say, well, I tell you what, all about this. Why don't you help me out and I'll give you half my business? I don't want half your business for 2 reasons. Number one, I stick to my niche. And secondly, I can work on my business and have 100% of it. So, I get those offers all the time. Hey, help me out and I'll give you half the business. You can have half the profits. I don't want half. I want 100%, and then I'll just do it myself. So it's a whole lot easier that way. Not to be mean or anything like that, but I think people don't think that one through. So this channel is designed really to help you out, help you start, run, and grow online businesses to make money online. And in that vein, I want you to feel free to put any comment about what type of videos you want to see. Maybe you want to dig in deeper to SEO. I have really been into Chat GPT for the past couple of weeks. I do have a lot of knowledge on it now. I can tell you stuff you can do on it, things you can't do on it. And I can help you out on that. Chat GPT is going to change the way all of us look for information. It's a fact. Once again, Elon Musk is involved in it. He's involved in everything that comes along that changes the world, it seems like anymore. but it's really cool. If you haven't got into Chat GPT, I did a live on it, I think the other day. I have to check back. I do so many videos, sometimes I forget, but I did some training on it, and it's really pretty cool stuff. And I'm going to be doing more on it because one video does not do it justice. It is an amazing software. I'll get in there and show you some of the stuff it does. I'll do you some on-screen stuff, some video stuff of it. I think you're going to like it. As of today, I did see that, and I'm a little off tangent here, but I did see as of today that they have the paid version. The paid version doesn't have the blockouts. If you've used Chat GPT and you couldn't get in there, it's because of blockouts it has. Okay, when it gets a lot of users on there, it's just going to lock you out and you're not going to be able to get into it. The paid version is $20. I don't have like an affiliate link to it or anything like that, but I would highly recommend getting the paid version. It's pretty cool stuff. 20 bucks. It'll do a lot of things for you, and I'll do a full video on that so you guys understand that later on. Okay. I don't have anything else for you. I appreciate you being here today. We're going to go out and we're going to have lunch. We have an Italian place we're going today. It's a new one, new restaurant. And for those of you who follow me on Facebook, you know that every Friday since I think 2000, I want to say 15, maybe 14. My wife and I go out every Friday when we can, I mean, if we're out of the country or traveling, or I'm not with her for one reason or another, we can't do it. But pretty much I'd say 99% of the time on a Friday, we go out and have a nice lunch together, enjoy our time together, give thanks for what we have. And we post pictures on Facebook, and you can go to Facebook, find me on Facebook, JR Fisher, friend me or whatever you want to do. And you can look at those pictures. You can look at the restaurants, and then I comment on it and I tell you if it was good or not. But a lot of times I just say, Friday lunch, so check that out. I'll be on Facebook in a little bit. You guys meet me there. I know I'm on Facebook and YouTube right now. So either way, check me out. A pleasure having you guys here today. I love each and every one of you. I really do. I appreciate you supporting this channel, and please continue to do so. If you haven't subscribed, please hit that subscribe button, turn it from red to gray. Don't forget to ring the bell, turn on all bell notifications so you're notified each and every time I go live or if I upload a video. Thank you so much for your support. I really appreciate it. And I'll see you, this Friday? I'll see you Monday morning on my live video. See you then.